Hi everybody, it is Friday. We made it all the way to Friday. It's Friday, March 16th. It's an A day. So we were wondering, what did we do in class today? In class today, we worked on sedimentary rocks. Our objective was, I can learn to read a sedimentary rock chart in order to describe and identify sedimentary rocks. We started off class with a vocabulary matching warm-up. We took some notes on sedimentary rocks. We did a little bit of reading in a reading packet, and we did an online lab. We ended class with an exit ticket on the rock cycle. For homework, you should be reviewing your sedimentary rock notes. Use the link on Google Classroom to go over the Chapter 6 Rocks Quizlet vocabulary and study for the test. So I wanted to take a minute to talk to you about studying a little bit every day. Some of you know that we have a test next week, and it's really important that you don't cram at the last minute, and also that you don't not study at all. That's not going to help. So you want to take about 15 to 20 minutes every day, and you want to do a little bit of studying. That could include taking your notes out and rewriting your notes. You could go over the vocabulary using the Quizlet. You could log on to the PowerPoints on Google Classroom, and you could just read through them again to refresh the material in your mind. You could look at the videos that I'm posting on Google Classroom. You could also go through the reading packets and reread the packets and maybe underline certain things that you weren't aware of. Everyone is doing a fantastic job in class. I know it's the time of year when some students find it hard to be motivated, but this is the time that you need to dig deep and really make sure that you're motivated, that you're coming to class, that you're putting your cell phone away so that you're not distracted, that you're staying engaged, and you're asking questions about things that you don't understand. Precipitation and precipitation of rocks. Last unit was our weather unit, and we talked about precipitation being rain, snow, sleet, hail, anything like that. This unit, we're also using the word precipitation, but a little bit differently. We're talking about precipitating minerals and precipitating rocks out of a solution. Here's a picture of the Bonneville Salt Flats in Utah, and you can see all behind the people, that's me right there, there's all salt flats as far as you can see. And this is an example of a chemical sedimentary rock. Here's another aerial picture here of the Bonneville Salt Flats. The Bonneville Salt Flats of the western Great Lake Desert were formed through the evaporation of Pleistocene-era Lake Bonneville. The salt flats are actually the bed of that once massive lake which rivaled in size to present-day Lake Michigan. The flats are composed mainly of potash salts ranging in thickness from less than 1 inch all the way up to 6 feet of chemical rock salt. In 1827, a trapper, trader, explorer, and frontiersman, Jedediah Smith, was perhaps the first white man to cross the salt flats in 1827 while returning from his first expedition to California. 6 years later, Joseph Redefort Walker, another trapper, mapped and explored the areas around the Great Salt Lake and crossed the northern perimeter of the flats while in the employ of Captain Benjamin L.E. Bonneville. It is from Benjamin Bonneville that the salt flats and prehistoric lake derive their name, although it's unlikely that Bonneville himself ever even saw the flats. In 1896, the area's first use as a raceway was conceived by publisher William Randolph Hearst in a publicity stunt. Hearst hired William Rischel of Cheyenne, Wyoming, to attempt a crossing on bicycle. Rischel completed the journey, but it took him 22 hours to cross the salt flats in 22 hours because they're so big. Early attempts to promote automobile racing failed until 1925 when Ab Jenkins, driving a Studebaker, beat a special excursion train by 10 minutes in a race across the flats. Since that time, the Bonneville Salt Flats have attracted racers from throughout the world and have become the site of numerous land speed records. Their attraction for these racers is due to the hard flat surface expanse in an area so flat that from certain perspectives, the curvature of the earth can actually be seen. Here's another example of where chemical sedimentary rocks form in a lagoon. You see this light blue area here? This is the lagoon that surrounds islands in the South Pacific. So Chemical sedimentary rocks form in areas of calm, warm waters. And so this is a perfect example of this. These waters are so calm that there's hardly any sediment at all, and the waters are perfectly clear. You can see straight through down to the bottom. Here's another picture of that here, and you can see the coral reefs that are forming. They form in the same environment in that calm, warm water. Here's a side view of that. You see you have the open view, the open sea right here, and then the way that the sandbar is formed, it goes up here a little bit, so it sort of protects this lagoon area from any of this high energy open sea wave action that's happening. You can also see that the sunshine is beating down on the lagoon. That's evaporating the water out, and then you have minerals and rocks that are precipitating out of this solution and then falling to the bottom of the ocean. Eventually, if this were to evaporate totally out and you didn't have any water at all left, then you would have something that looks like the Bonneville Salt Flats. So this was once covered totally by water, but now all that's left are the chemical sedimentary rocks. The rock cycle. Any rock type, sedimentary, metamorphic, or igneous, can turn into any other of the rock types as long as it undergoes the correct process. So how does an igneous rock form? Well, first you have to have melting, and that melting is going to create magma or lava. When that magma or lava cools and crystallizes, that's going to create an igneous rock. So if a metamorphic rock melts, it's going to form lava. If that lava then cools and crystallizes or solidifies, that's going to create an igneous rock. If an igneous rock, an already existing igneous rock, melts, that's going to create magma or lava. And if that magma or lava cools and crystallizes, that's going to create a different type of igneous rock. If a sedimentary rock undergoes melting, that's going to turn into magma or lava. And if that cools and crystallizes or solidifies, that's going to turn into an igneous rock. So in order for something to turn into an igneous rock, first you have to have melting to create the magma or lava, and then that magma or lava, which is liquid rock, has to cool and solidify, cool and crystallize to form igneous rocks. If you missed class today, you want to get this sheet here. This is the reading that we did in class, and it's attached to this post, so you can print that off and do that reading, or you can just do it on your phone or on your computer. Also, another thing that you want to get printed off, or you want to pick up a copy from me when you get back to class, is this Sedimentary Rock virtual lab. We did this in class today, and this is a grade, so you want to make sure that you print that off and do it before you come into class, or that you get it from me and then you get that done. Do you have homework? Yes, you have homework. Study, study, study. You want to make sure that you are prepared for the test that you're going to have next Thursday, March 22nd. All right, everybody have a fantastic weekend. You're doing great work. Keep up the good effort. Don't be distracted by your cell phone. Make good decisions and stay safe over the weekend. Hey everybody, so if you've listened to the video this far, thank you so much. And today marks the 1-month anniversary of the daily wrap-up videos that I've been making. So in honor of that, I wanted to give away some prizes for students that are watching the videos. If you see me when you see me on Tuesday, March 20th, I believe, when we get back to school, next time I see you on the A day, when you enter the classroom, explain to me how an igneous rock is formed. What process has to take place for an igneous rock to be formed, and then I'm going to give you a special prize. All right, have a great weekend, and I'll see you soon.